Hello, Eagles fans. Chris McPherson here with the all-time leading sack artist, Jaylon Ferguson from Louisiana Tech. Is it a coincidence? Jersey number here, 45, in college 45, and you had 45 sacks?
It's not a coincidence. It was a coincidence with the 45 sacks and number 45. But I was happy to have number 45 when I came out here.
You just got to keep it going.
Yeah, all I do is keep it going. Hopefully, it's going to be a little bit more at the 45 at the Senior Bowl.
So what's the secret to get after quarterback? You've done it better than any player in FBS history. How'd you do it?
Getting out the ball and working every play. No plays off. All I can do is work to get better.
Where's that mentality come from?
Come from my strength coach, Kurt Hester. He taught us, whatever you did, it don't count. Everything you thought you did last year, it didn't count. Everything I did in the season don't count. Season over right now. So now we just got a pure work mentality right now.
So how does that help you moving forward, that you already have that mentality as you start to your pro career?
It makes me hungry. It made me want to do more. It made me want to be greater right now. I feel like everything I did in college was good, but it's not good enough. I came out here, played against better competition, and I see that I need to make some major improvements in my game right now.
When did you think that the NFL would be a possibility for you?
When I came to college, it's every little kid got the dream to go play professional football.
Every kid has a dream, but when did you think it's actually a reality that maybe you would have your name called in the NFL draft?
When I came to college, got like 14 sacks. I thought, maybe it's a possibility. Then I get 17. I thought, yeah, it's about my time.
Who would you say, and can't name any teammates here, putting you on the spot here, was the toughest tackle who you faced in the last season?
Our left tackle, O'Shea Dugas, big guy, big one. But yeah, he was the toughest tackle I played against. Other than that, it had to be 55 from Mississippi State. He got good hands, good violent hands, and he put me on my toes.
You still came out on top, so how did you end up winning in those battles?
Violent hands, just keep working, just keep beating them down with my hands, all I could do. Just keep on working for it until I got to the top.
Jaylon, you mentioned your strength coach. Are there any other things you've done to enhance the rushing attack that you've had?
Yeah, I do a lot of work with my hands. With my D-line coach, Rick Peacher. He specializes in hands and reps. I also had, my mentor, Chuck Smith. We working all the time. Every time we're probably going to work tonight. It's getting better. We're going to talk on my game, work on my game to get better with it.
What do you love about getting after the quarterback?
Sacking the quarterback. That's it. There's nothing else to it. It's my job on the field. Sack the man who get paid the most.
What's the most underrated aspect of getting after the quarterback?
Get off. People don't understand that you got to get off the ball fast. You got to run fast. It's not all about the big body. You got to get off too. You got to have good violent hands. You got to be fast with it.
Here now with Western Illinois defensive tackle Colin Saunders. And Colin, for fans who have yet to watch you play, give us a quick scouting report of what you'll bring to the NFL.
I think that one of my biggest qualities is just explosion. I feel like I'm a very explosive player. I take pride in being explosive and quick off the ball, and and then another thing I think that I bring to the table is being a very intellectual player, a very intelligent player. I study a lot of film. I've played a lot of positions, and so a lot of times like I can know what's going to come. Based off a backfield set, based off of any kind of tight end set, anything like that. And so, like I said, just that intelligence as far as recognizing plays, recognizing backfield sets, recognizing tight end sets, all kind of things like that is what I'll bring to the table.
Hey, don't take this the wrong way. Well, fans don't necessarily think about defensive line from as far as like a intellectual position, but you're looking at those things pre-snap. You see it all the time. Guys like Fletcher Cox will point things out, and they're pointing the direction of the run play. They're pointing out where the double teams are going to happen.
Yeah,
those are all things you kind of take pride in?
Yes, sir. Like you said, if I can tell the guys behind me what play's about to come, we're going to be successsul. So if, like you said, if I can point and say, hey, the run's going this way, or the double team's coming this way, or even tell like the guy next to me, hey, a double team's coming your way, they can be better equipped to play that play. Yeah. And that's a big help. And and I love when I play with other guys like that as well. Sure. Because obviously I like to recognize things, but I might miss something. And then the guy tells me, hey, running backs to you, run's coming this way, or whatever that may be. And, that kind of thing, those kind of things are a big help when you play.
You've played a couple different positions along the defensive line.
Yes,
What's
sir.
your favorite role to play on a defensive front?
I love playing 3-tech, right, shading the guard in a base defense. But I ain't gonna lie, when those couple reps that I got playing stand-up, those were some fun reps, man. I do enjoy being out there on the edge in the 2-point. So obviously I won't get much of that.
Sure.
But if any teams want me to do that, I'm more than capable of doing it.
All right, so let me ask you, because earlier this spring, you made some waves. Adam Schefter tweeted out a video of you doing backflips.
Yeah.
And you're 300 pounds. At what point do you decide at your size, I'm going to give this a shot. Let me see if I can go backflip. How many times did it take you before you're able to hit it clean?
Yeah, well, actually, it wasn't that like I first tried it when I was this size. I've been doing it for a while.
Okay.
I've been doing it since I was like 8. And when I was 8, I was not close to 300 pounds. So, yeah, it was one of those things that I learned how to do very early on, and then I stuck with it as I grew. And, I have the same kind of athleticism I had when I was younger. And it just translated, like now I'm here today. And I still know how to do it just because I did it as I was growing. So I never just did it when I was young and then stopped doing it and then tried it again when I was 320 pounds.
Sure.
Like I just, every year I was like doing backflips, maybe whether that be in training camp in the summer or whatever, just, it's just something fun I like doing.
All right, well, take us through the feedback you've gotten from scouts so far. What's one area that in talking with them that you want to help prove yourself over the next couple of months?
I want to prove that the biggest area is just proving my consistency and proving that I belong here.
Yep.
Obviously I play against lower level competition in people's eyes, and even though I don't believe that, but a lot of the scouts say that they just want to see me prove what I can do against all the big time schools, all the big time players, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm happy I'm here, is I get to prove myself.
Sure, a lot of guys come from the MVFC and they're not called the SEC of the FCS for nothing.
Exactly.
A lot of guys come from that level of competition, have plenty of success. Here now with Kansas defensive tackle Daniel Wise. And Daniel, for fans who have yet to see you play, give us a quick scouting report of yourself.
Hard player, real passionate. Pass game is my strength.
Without question, that's the number one thing that stands out. When I watch Daniel, you're flying all over, sideline to sideline, down the field, making stops. Is that something that you come from a football family that was kind of indoctrinating you early, or is that kind of the culture that it was built in that Kansas defense?
A little bit of both. Something that's been taught to me early as a young kid. Dad being the football coach, kind of things that I need to do: run around the field, chase down the ball, get after the quarterback, and definitely one of the things that we instilled in the Kansas defense.
You've played a lot of different spots over the course of your career as well. What's your favorite technique, your favorite position to play on that D-line?
3-tech.
Why is that?
One-on-one, I can get after it in the middle.
You use that athleticism, that quick first step. What's one part of the playing the defensive tackle spot that maybe fans don't necessarily think about that makes it a difficult position to play?
It's grimy. You got to get in there. It's trenchy. Sometimes you can face double teams. Sometimes it's a lot going on, but you got to be stout, and that's one thing I can do.
And is there one area where scouts have said, kind of consensus that they want to see you improve on moving forward through the draft process?
Strength in the run game is something I can improve on, and rightfully so.
Is that like a physical standpoint or like a technique standpoint or a little bit of both?
Technique more so.
Here now with Temple defensive lineman Michael Dogbe. And Michael, take us through, for fans who have yet to see you play, give us a quick scouting report of what you'll bring to the next level.
I feel like I bring a mean pass rush. I'm a guy who's going to be aggressive. I play with my physical ability. I don't really rely on talent. I'm a high-effort guy, and I like using my hands.
Yeah, you are a high-effort guy, and you play sideline to sideline every game that I've watched, and you show that athleticism, that versatility as well, to be able to line up and down the line. What's your favorite position to play up front on the defensive line? Because you line up everywhere from zero outside.
I feel like I'm more natural at a 3-tech position, playing outside that guard. It's just real natural to me. I feel like I can pass rush a lot effectively there.
And what's one area in the feedback you've gotten from scouts that you know that you want to kind of improve on going to the next level?
Just working the run, using my hands, my leverage more. Playing the run, I can definitely get better.
And obviously, coming from another Temple guy, the Temple Tough is certainly a culture that's been put up there in North Broad Street. Talk about the defensive linemen that have come out from Temple over the last half decade. Really, it's been year after year. Guys have come out. Have you had a lot of communication with a lot of those guys that going back to Temple?
Yeah. So Terrence Knighton, he'll hit me up on Twitter. Sure. Mohamed Wilkerson the same, and I still talk to guys like Matt Ioannidis, Sharif Finch, Hassan Reddick, Jacob Martin, Julian Taylor. All those guys really stay in touch and just guide me and give me advice.
Are there any other guys, maybe non-Temple guys that you kind of pattern your game after, and you feel like that's the kind of role you can play at the next level?
I love the way Aaron Donald plays, just the way he uses his hands and the way he pass rushes. So before my senior year, I would watch a lot of his tape just to see if I can take anything from it.
And then what's your favorite pass rush move? Because you talk about how it's not just about athleticism. You've got the ability to win as a pass rusher. What's your favorite move? Your go-to?
I like to set him up and hit him with a counter inside, so that's really rushing up A, come back in the B gap. I love doing that.
We're here at the Senior Bowl, pleased to be joined by Dontavius Russell from Auburn. And the first question I want to ask you is, when did you think that playing in the NFL would be possible?
It was always a dream, but I ended up starting my freshman year at Auburn, and I just felt like from that point on, moving forward, as long as I improved, I would always have a chance.
How much pressure did that put on you so young in your college career that you were given that responsibility?
I mean, it was pressure, but it was something that I always wanted, you know. So as far as that goes, I don't think it really overwhelmed me or nothing like that. I always wanted it.
So, put you on the spot here, and you can't name a teammate. Who was the toughest person you went against in your college career?
Toughest player I went against in my college career? The thing is, I probably couldn't tell you his name. He played for San Jose State. They came out and did something completely different than what we expected, and I just remember that being a real tough game.
So it was a little bit of a surprise, more than anything.
It was a surprise more than knowing about who he was.
So for fans out there who are learning about you for the first time, describe your playmaking style.
My playmaking style? A lot of times I make plays for other people, you know. I'm a defensive lineman, I plug holes, and I just feel like I make people look better around me. So that's my playmaking style.
Was there ever any adversity you had to overcome in your college career that made you question whether you'd be able to make it to the NFL?
No. I've always tried to do what was asked of me and tried to move forward in the best way I knew how, so I've never really faced much adversity as far as football goes.
Who would you say is a person you have to thank as you're now about to begin your NFL career, so close to it? Who's like the one person you want to give a shout out to or say that, you know, this person helped me get to where I am today?
I mean, I hate to be cliche, but both my parents.
There's nothing wrong with giving the parents some love here. So.
But yeah, they helped me in so many ways, and without them, I wouldn't be here. So I just appreciate them for that.
What would you say is the most underrated part of playing along the defensive line?
Stopping the run, I think, is the most underrated thing for defensive line play in 2019 with people so focused on sacks and stuff like that. I just think playing the run is so underrated.
We got to stop the guys out there, okay?
Yeah.
You can't let those running backs. If you come to Philadelphia, okay, we've got Zeke Elliott, Saquon Barkley in the NFC East, so you got to make sure you take care of those guys.
Joined now by Cincinnati defensive tackle Cortez Broughton. And Cortez, we're here at the East-West Shrine game. What are your thoughts so far on what you've seen so far down here in St. Pete?
Great talent, a bunch of great guys, and just it's the process of just, getting to know people. You get to know these guys and how hard they work, their background, because a lot of people, they're not, they're less fortunate, so they come and play this game for a certain reason, and it's just getting to know those reasons that really make the player, and that's, these bonds will last forever, and just coming out here competing against these guys is really fun. It's really fun.
So, of the fans that haven't gotten a chance to see you play yet, give us a quick scouting report on what Cortez Broughton brings to the table.
I'm not a big person to brag, but I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna play my butt off, just like anybody else. And I feel like I have a certain skill set, but like I said, I don't brag about it, so people just gotta watch and see.
And what's one area of your game that in talking with scouts that you really want to try and show out here and try and improve going forward?
Pass rush is a big area of my game, and that's one thing I pride myself in. And obviously, you can always get better. You can always get better at pass rush, and that's one of the biggest things to me is, finding something to improve on every day. Because you're always evaluated by your day. So.
What's your go-to pass rush move?
Watch and see.
Okay.
Watch and see. I can't give it away.
Okay.
Can't give it away.
Don't want to give away too many secrets. All right. When you're, are there any players that, and this is one of those catch-all questions you're going to hear a lot of times throughout the next couple of months. Who's a player that you kind of model your game after that's in the NFL right now?
Not necessarily model,
Sure.
but at the same time I watch guys, and you always try to take pieces from their steps, and because obviously you see the Aaron Donalds, the Sheldon Rankins, the Cox, and just those kind of guys are, who relentless effort. Their technique is to a T. That's how they can play so long, and that's the biggest thing. It's your technique. So that's one thing I pride myself in is my technique.
And then what's one underrated part of playing defensive tackle that fans don't necessarily think about is, oh, you know what, that's a really tough part of playing the position.
The tough part is, every single play you're making contact, 100%. Because if you let up to even that 99.9%, you're going to have a guy who's going 100%, who's going to push you back. Some guys, they can play at that level and still succeed, as you see in the NFL. But a lot of times people don't understand that contact is every play, split second, contact. And it's about 70 plays a game, 70, 80 plays a game. And just that relentless effort of playing that D tackle in that DN position is something that you can't match up.
Here now with Texas defensive tackle Chris Nelson. And Chris, for fans out there who have yet to see you play, give us a quick scouting report of what you'll bring to the next level.
Next level, I'm going to bring, fast movement, quick off the ball, quick twitch, and a great guy ready to get team wins.
Yeah, and from the feedback you've gotten from scouts so far, what has been the main thing that they've said they want to see you kind of prove over the course of the next couple of months?
Next couple of months is mainly pass rush. I know coming in, with my defensive scheme, I couldn't really show it like that. So coming out here, just winning all my one-on-ones and keep run stopping.
Yeah, who was the best player that you feel like you went up against? Big 12 had a lot of really talented offensive linemen this year.
Yeah, it'll probably be our last game, Georgia Center. Yeah, that would probably be the best competition right there.
And you'll see him on Saturday. Is that a matchup? He's had a good week of practice so far. This is Lamont Gallard. What was it about him that really stood out to you?
He was real quick off the ball, football smart. He had a good IQ of the game, and yeah, he had challenged me a few times, but I got with him.
Yeah, the matchup between the East offensive line against you guys and the West D-line is going to be a lot of fun. Who has impressed you most from this West defensive line?
I mean, we all right now putting in work right now. You know, our coaches, they keep uplifting us and they pushing us real hard. So we just coming out here each and every day to get better every day.
And then is there a player in the NFL that you kind of model your game after at all?
I would say Daniels from the Green Bay Packers, McCoy. It's the other few guys that they can't really come to my head right now, but it's the other few guys that Dominican Sue, not as big, but you know, quick off the ball.
Here now with Arkansas defensive tackle Armon Watson. Armon, for fans who have yet to see you play, give us a quick scouting report of yourself.
Everybody late to the scene, of course, with my big year I had last year. I would say I'm a versatile player, motivated, relentless, and just here to prove the scouts what they've been missing out on.
Yeah, it's interesting because Arkansas seems to turn out a lot of guys that are just like you, that can line up and down the line of scrimmage, you know, can play up and down and play sideline to sideline. Is that kind of the culture that you guys have built there in that D-line room?
Most definitely. I played in front of some great players like Trey Flowers, Dietrich Wise, and those guys really set the standard on what it means to be a D-lineman in the NFL. So whenever I can get advice from guys like that, it's very helpful.
What's one piece of feedback that you've gotten from scouts so far that you know you kind of have to improve your game moving to the next level?
I would say just small things, really. Pad level when fatigued, but you know, they're all excited on what they see, and they know it can only go up from here. So I think that's what they're excited about the most.
Yeah, you had a teammate, Ryan Pulley, who declared for the draft. Fans who haven't seen him play, give us a quick scouting report of him.
Ryan Pulley's a heck of a ball player. Great ball skills, great feet. He loves to compete. If you at practice, he has the highest motor on the team. So I'm excited to see what he does in this process, and I know it's going to be good for him.
And then last question for you. Your favorite spot to line up at along that defensive line, what technique is your favorite?
I would say 3-tech. I love the trenches, love getting on edges fast and making the most out of it. You don't see a whole lot of what you do in the NFL, but in college you don't see a whole lot of 3-techs. Get a whole lot of sacks from the inside. So whenever you can do that, that's an upside for you anyway.
No question. Well, Armon, best of luck moving forward throughout the rest of this week and then the rest of the draft process.
Appreciate it.